This was October 21st, 2018, and this is a screenshot from my PS Vita. My sister said I'm shaking while talking. It's mismatched. So I noticed that my sister would use a certain word in a sentence to intimidate me from talking about the concept of God. So me and my mom and sister were sitting at the dinner table eating dinner, and my mom brought up the idea about God, and then I started talking about God. All of a sudden, my mother was very angry and showing a facial expression of anger, and the concept introduced by me activated them to process my body language image incorrectly. And I'm saying to myself, wait, we're just having a normal conversation about God, and all of a sudden, my mom and my sister saying that I'm shaking. You're telling me that I have some sort of fear. How is it that I have some sort of fear and I'm eating my food and we're talking normally? I'm I'm calm and relaxed. I'm very relaxed and calm. So why is it all of a sudden when gave my idea about more like when I gave my own concept of God, all of a sudden my mom becomes very angry and starts showing me an angry facial expression. So just like this time, this was May 8th, 2019, and we was at the dinner table, and then my spaghetti ended up spilling out of my plate on the dinner table, and my mother said that I'm angry for looking at her picking up the spaghetti, and I'm saying what? I don't. I'm saying to myself, I don't understand. How am I angry just for looking at my mom pick up the spaghetti? I was eating the spaghetti, and I'm just. And then she just said, I'm mad. I'm getting angry that for looking at her picking up the spaghetti. And then all of a sudden, my mom said to me that I got the devil in me. So there's another time. So we talk about October 21st, 2018, and this is when me and my mom and sister was here in New York City in a shelter for Jamaica Queens, New York. All right. I want to talk about June 2017. Hold on. So this one here, yeah. This one here was June 16, 2017. And my mom and my sister that day said that they heard a ringing in an ear patch. Right? They the one who said that to me. I don't mention anything about that. I don't know what they're talking about. They mentioned that they hear a sound passing through their ears. June 16, 2017. So all of a sudden, my mom got extremely triggered when I just started talking about dreams. I said to myself, "Wait, how come my sister can talk about dreams to my mom, but when I talk about dreams, she becomes extremely sensitive towards me. Every word I say, she becomes very sensitive. She continues to talk over my voice. She then throw in the all right. So she talks about machines because I told her I said that I said to my mom during that time that there's a quantum computer managing humanity, but she says they were machines. She calls it machines. She doesn't say artificial intelligence, and implies something completely different from what I said. Then she mentions machine in the house controlling us, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I just mentioned only the first thing that I said was, whoa, I keep getting all these dreams. And then became really sensitive towards my responses. Every word I said, she keep getting angry. The more I talk, the more angry she gets. I'm just saying that I just received dreams, and I said I barely could get any sleep. Then she mentioned get up, all stupid. She's saying that I'm getting up all stupid. I just mentioned like dreams. I don't understand what's my mom's problem at the time. Why she's doing that to me. I just woke up. I woke up like any other normal day. I always, when I say I receive dreams, I just tell it to my mom. But she's turned it into a big problem. And then she tells me to read. She said, "Here, read this Bible." She shows me to a Bible. I'm like, what is going on here? What does the Bible have to do with dreams? And then she mentioned I'm getting up all stupid. Just like recently, she talks. My mom said that. Hold on. All right. It's like June 5th, 2019. That was yesterday, right? When I mentioned the word, that's evidence about the envelope, about her check. She received a check that's after all turned up in the mail by the United States Postal Service. And then my sister mocks my voice. She said, "That's evidence." Where my mother started saying that I talk stupid. She said, "Talk stupid." So all right, let's go back. Then my sister starts off. She just intervenes into the conversation. She said, "Shut up," because I'm telling my mom, I just woke up and I just had a dream, and then I'm questioning my mom about what do you mean by stupid, and then she said, "Here, read the Bible." And I said, why do I need to read the Bible in this morning? And I'm supposed to be going to use the bathroom. My mother continues to say that my hands are shaking, but it's not shaking, right? They want me. This is where I notice she wants to convince me, but during June 5th, 2019, my mom wants me to admit that to myself. This the first time when it happens when she said I was shaking was June 2017. The first time when she was trying to convince me that I'm shaking. She said she keeps repeating that, more like saying she kept saying that several times. I mean, in a sentence, "You're shaking. Your hands are shaking." But I'm looking at my hands, and I'm saying I'm not shaking. So what is she saying? And I said to myself, it's image processing. She's not she's not processing my body language properly. She's she's processing it incorrectly. So there can be an argument at that exact time with me because I woke up and I mentioned dreams, and then she gets irritated. My sister can wake up from bed and talk about dreams with my mom. I heard her did that several times, and my mom never actually personally attacked my sister, but I mentioned dreams, and I mentioned I had all these dreams that kept me away from sleeping. She gets really angry, and I start. The more I talk, the more she gets angrier. Like she's the one who's she's acting like she owns my sleep and my dreams. She's getting offended because I'm talking about dreams. I just mentioned dreams, and I said, "Oh, I just had this dream, and it just keeps happening over and over." Then my sister entered into the conversation as if my message was directed to her again. She then started corresponding with my mother about my appearance and my behavior. "You're shaking like a crazy person. Your eyes are red. It's normal for a human being who does not, who's not actually able to get any sleep, who's waking up constantly throughout the morning, and you're gonna expect a red eye because it means that the person didn't get enough rest." But the way my sister had reacted, she's reacting as if I, take chemical substances or something, and they know I don't do that. I don't put chemicals in my body at all. The only thing that I drink is sparkling water. I don't smoke. I don't do anything like that. And I'm saying, why she's talking about my eyes being red? Obviously, it's gonna be red because I haven't gotten any sleep. Then she said that I look like a rat or a rabbit. And I'm saying to myself, what does rat or a rabbit has to do with me? You know, I'm trying to actually get over by the bathroom to use the bathroom and try to get by the sink to brush my teeth so I can get some food to eat. Because I woke up very late because I wasn't able to sleep properly. So I noticed that so I mentioned here, talking to me no matter what what the topic's about. She continues comparing me to a 16-year-old girl, just like the nurse at the medical clinic. Nurse at the medical clinic, because this was at Kissimmee, Florida. The nurse at the medical clinic mentioned about her 16-year-old daughter to me. And I'm like, why do I need to hear about the 16-year-old daughter? So I noticed my mom, she randomly brings up about Nadine, stating that I do not want her here because she's gonna make me confess that the reason why I'm in this situation because I don't want to get a job, and that's not the case. But I never mentioned that about Nadine, nor gave my mom any impression of that to begin with. By means, give her an impression that I don't want Nadine to be around us because she's using me. She's saying, why am I going to Nadine's house? And Nadine and my mom met up with one another without realizing. My mom didn't know that Nadine lived in Florida. Nadine doesn't know that my mom lived in Kissimmee, Florida. And they met up with one another without realizing it. Before the first time, my mom said, wait, I thought I saw Nadine. I thought I saw Nadine walking. And she was so fixated. She kept dwelling on Nadine throughout the whole 10 minutes while talking. I thought I could have swore I ran into Nadine. She kept saying it over and over. So it was by Walmart where she ended up running into Nadine. Around Walmart area, around the area, the shopping area in Kissimmee, Florida. And Kissimmee, Florida is a tourist section. So my mom pointed to her own head with her index fingers, saying she knows that in her head about how I'm thinking about not wanting Nadine to be here because Nadine's gonna give me a lecture about the reason why I don't want to get a job, wants me to confess. So this is persuasion because I had to be thinking that way first, and that's not the case. It's because I'm thinking of getting a job. I'm thinking of doing something positive. I'm thinking of actually trying to find a way to get a job and make money and trying to go to school because that's the first thing that I was thinking. But since I know that I'm always end up in a situation with people all the time, the artificial intelligence is gonna make my mom use a certain phrase so she can actually paralyze my mentality, my way of thinking. So I can actually confess that's the reason why, because I do not want to get a job. They want Nadine and my mom to confess that to me. And I noticed my mom snapped. Alright, she had put that. I told her again when I woke up. And I didn't even finish my sentence. She cut me off from saying my responses. And she says that my responses are nonsense or foolishness. She would say foolishness or nonsense. And she would say it several times in a sentence. Nonsense, foolishness. You just talk foolishness. When she tries to formulate a response, she quickly rushes through them while talking to me. And then the topic of the beginning of the sentence would end in another topic of the sentence. This is how I had mentioned before in other videos, recent videos. So let's talk about. So June 5th, 2019, me and my mom had to see Miss Turner, the case manager, and my mom had the lady, Miss Turner, have a check. And all of a sudden, I said to myself, wait, why is it that Miss Turner is not, fazed by the check? The pay stub is half torn up. She's like, I'm saying, what the heck is going on here? Something's not right. I never seen nothing like this before. So Miss Turner got up and she went inside. She went to make a copy of the check, even though she had stated to my mom that she needs at least 2 consistent paychecks in order to submit the checks to the FEP people. So this is May 8th. Miss Turner, so you see how everything happens all at the same time, right? Miss Turner said that she forgot to fax the pay stub to FedCap. Well, the FEP people. And it also directs my mom's friend out apartment, Audrey. And it makes my mom talking about Trick, implying that the job is an office job, but that was not the case. The people in the agency wanted her to be a visitor nurse. So this is where it all takes place. And my sister was very talkative that day, and also how my mother was just angry because she's saying that I'm angry because I'm looking at her picking up the spaghetti off the table. I'm like, wait, are you kidding me? My mom is acting like she never was, she acting like she doesn't know the difference between angry or calm. Just like during the time when I went with my mom and my sister and a family friend to a family house because it was Shemaiah's birthday, and I noticed that Big Kenny, he mentioned to me if I'm calm. He said, "Are you calm? Are you calm?" He said, "You calm, huh? You calm?" I'm like, wait. So I'm asking my mom in the family car, why did Big Kenny say, was talking to me in that fashion? Why is he saying to me if I'm calm? He said, maybe because you're a shy person. And I'm like, no. So I'm just thinking about what exact time where I behave in a way, where the artificial intelligence tried to draw out this behavior. So I'm thinking about the family friend. When the family friend during 2009 was persuading me by saying that she's gonna take us to the buffet, Elmont buffet, but she never did. She took us to the family, the relatives' church, and we ended up sitting in their cousin house. Nikki, her name is Nikki, and I was sitting there very tired and frustrated because I didn't get that much sleep because I was up all night. I had my projects, my homework, and I was always on the internet, and I was getting really frustrated because I was an honor student for Hillcrest. So all of a sudden, they wanted me to lift up a table, and I said no, I don't want to lift up the table because I didn't feel good. I was feeling very exhausted from not being able to sleep. My mom said to me during the morning time before we got there that my face looked very tired and she doesn't like to see my face like that. My face doesn't look good like that. I remember she said that, so that makes me recall that exact time within that event. And then my other cousin, Gail, she mentioned that the people in Baltimore don't have any something. She just kept dwelling on it over and over, and then she getting angry at me. I'm like, wait. I said I don't want to do this. So I'm thinking at that time, they must have been talking about me, the relatives, what I did during that time, using that day when I was tired, very tired and frustrated and exhausted, as an excuse for Shemaiah's birthday, in order to make Big Kenny, because they're all of them are connected. Big Kenny, Shemaiah, the whole family, the relatives, Gail, Nikki, they talked about me. They had private discussion about my behavior. but that was just one time. This was not consistent behavior that I was showing to them, because I'm a decent person. I always, when I go there to their house, I'm always quiet, and I respect them, and also respect their things. Their things in their household. I don't steal. I don't break things. I don't curse at them. So I'm wondering why Big Kenny is telling me that if I'm calm, just like my father. I noticed during 2012, summer 2012, my father said, "Why do you have your hand like that? Are you angry? Huh? Are you angry with that's why you have your hand like that? Why you have your hand like that?" And during October 2011, I noticed that my father snapped in front of my face, and he started cursing at me, yell at me because he had alcohol in his system, and the alcohol works with the multi-agent quantum AI computers. And then he drawed out that behavior. He wanted to draw out my behavior so I can actually lose myself, so I can show him and his girlfriend that behavior. And that exact time in an event was shown to me during 2010. You see what I'm saying? During January 2010, during January 2010 is where Shemaiah's birthday takes place. Think about it. And during January 2010 is where the multi-agent quantum AI computer showed me October 2011. It showed me in front of my father, and I'm saying, wait, why am I in front of my father? I don't even live with him. I live with my mom, and I attend Hillcrest High School. And I'm thinking back. You see how my thoughts connect the time and events. I'm thinking back, and I'm saying to myself, something's not right, because this is me. This is me creating my own mind. I'm creating my own mind at for that time and that event, and I'm reacting to the way people speak to me. So I'm saying to myself, once again, why is it that Big Kenny's saying if I'm calm? And I know I'm calm. I know that I haven't offended anyone. I know I sat there by myself quiet. I had my PlayStation Portable. And my cousin, more like his son, Keenan, was sitting next to me on his phone. And I was minding my business. And I was also interacting with Shemaiah's sister. So what exactly? How am I not calm? So when I think about what Big Kenny said, and when I think about the dream that was shown to me, it showed me the upcoming time and event. It showed me October 2011. Showing me my father snapping at me, and then he's drawing out the behavior for me, so I can actually lose myself, so I can display that to him. So let's go to October. This was around this time. So during summertime of 2012, after his girlfriend kicked me out during fifth. I came back from school 8 hours school and 1 hour from taking the van, and all of a sudden the lady had an argument with the tenant, and then the tenant was the tenant and my father's girlfriend Regina was going at it with one another, and then she comes straight to me, and then she started personally attacking me and saying why didn't I back her up. You know, that's her tenant boyfriend, who recently came out of jail. I'm a high school student. I need to concentrate on my homework. I need to concentrate on me and building up my future during that time. So this happened during a Friday, and they had me all the way to 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm talking about my father girlfriend family, and they started personally attacking me and mentioning why I didn't help their sister, and they kept saying I'm a big grown man. I'm 19 years old, but I'm in high school. I'm a senior. It's not my fault that the multi-agent quantum AI computers got me left back in first grade and second grade. All right, it put me in. It designed that scenario so I can actually be in this situation at that time and at this time. Right now, living in a shelter back in Jamaica, Queens. Something's not right here. Just showing me that someone wanted that for me. So I know how the software engineers designed that multi-agent quantum AI computers, us, because the way it's thinking right now is trying to find a way to put me in the most difficult situation. And this is a person who has learning disability and a language disorder, right? There's no way, no way. And I'm getting these patterns so fast, very fast. So during summer, around this week, my father gave me back my laptop because his girlfriend said to me that your father's broke, and he doesn't have no. That's how she talks. He doesn't have no money to buy any computer for you. He doesn't have no money. It's me. I'm the one who purchased that computer. That's my computer. She took my computer from me, my laptop, and I needed that for school. I needed that for studying. She took it away and kicked me out. I'm like, what does my laptop have to do with Regina and her family? I had all my personal information on my laptop and my school data. And they took that away. I'm saying to myself, oh wow. And I also had to, use that computer for searching for a college. Why is she taking my computer away? So they insulted me during the 5th. They, not only that, my father girlfriend's sister started calling me a wise guy. Like she started searching for, she said about I'm a wise guy. She said she started talking to her daughter. I'm talking about my father girlfriend's sister. She had her daughter with her, and her daughter saying, when I was 19 years old, I had my own place. And he's 19 years old, he doesn't have his own place? And then she started personally giving these personal remarks and attacked me. And her mother started coming up in front of my face, called me wise guy. I'm talking about, the daughter is there and the mother. This is my father girlfriend's sister. And then started confronting me. And then mentioned to me that I'm a wise guy, and they want to draw out the behavior. My father and my father girlfriend was talking about what happened to me during October 2011, when my father snapped at me and draw out my behavior, so I can do that to him, back at him. And since they were both intoxicated, my father and his girlfriend, and the multi-agent quantum AI computer is using that as an advantage, so they can remove me from that basement. Because Regina, for the past few months, she's been calling the cops back and forth. First time, she called the cops on my father, saying that my father slapped her, and she kept doing it again. Then she came out the bathroom, sat down on the couch, and started personally attacking me. Afterwards, she said she's gonna wait outside until the cops arrive. And then the cops said to her that they can't remove me from her basement because they see that I'm a high school student. Until I finish high school, that's when she can actually get me out of there, get rid of me. So they needed the multi-agent quantum AI computers needed her and her family to stage that for the 4th, going on to the 5th, so they could get me out of there. And I was outside all alone, and I had to call my mom. And the first thing that my father said to my mom is that I have a big mouth. And I'm saying to myself, what she's talking about? It's not that I have a big mouth. I didn't say anything to offend him. I didn't say nothing to, any personal information about them. Is that I have too much knowledge. I have too much knowledge about what's happened to humanity. The multi-agent quantum AI computers, communication itself travels from that time. So it can allow my father to say that I have a big mouth. Well, after my father and the family saw me getting all my stuff to go outside, they were looking at one another, staring at one another, like they didn't have any. It's like they were just there. More like it was just like they were empty shells, and they were staring at one another. Until I went upstairs, they just started talking like nothing ever happened. and started laughing. He started saying, "Oh, hey girl, hey," and they started laughing, and their eyes are, my sister said eyes red. Well, their eyes were bloody red from being intoxicated and other substances. But I noticed before me and my mom and sister went downstairs. I mean, before me and my mom went downstairs to see Miss Turner, right? My sister mentioned about Big Mouth. I was talking to my mom about something, and then all of a sudden my sister stepped in the kitchen and mentioned about me having a big mouth. I'm like, what she's talking about? It's not that she's talking about me having a big mouth. She's talking about when I go downstairs. She's talking as if she saw that exact time within that. She's talking to me, my sister, as if she's the one observing that time and event when me and my mom is downstairs, and she wasn't, because I started talking about multi-agent quantum AI computers managing humanity to shelter employees, and I started saying about the FBI said that my knowledge is going to cause, they said my idea is going to cause some sort of chaos, post-apocalypse. Because it seems every time when my mom get a check, I started pointing out after Miss Turner stepped out the room, my mom was talking about the paycheck. Me and my mom was talking, right? So I raised my voice a bit, and then Miss Turner came in and she said what multi-agent quantum AI. She noticed the way I was talking, and I was very frustrated, and I had a fever. And then afterwards, I started talking a bit louder. And then all of a sudden, she called Mrs. Passad, the director, the shutter director. And then the director came in. And then she walked out. Because I'm not posing any threat. I'm not actually hurting anyone. I'm not offending anyone. I'm actually maintaining my composure. It's not that I'm acting crazy. My mom said that I was foaming in the mouth. She said that she saw bubbles in my mouth foaming, and that's not it. If that was the case, the bubbles forming in the mouth, it would have already came out, all of it. And then she started mentioning that I'm shaking. I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, you're shaking. She said, no. She said that to me after that time and event finished, and when we was up in a unit. She said, she just mentioned, she whispered foaming in her mouth and shaking, and then she just put her earbuds in her ear. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? This is not like my mom. This is the second time my mom did that. During February 27, 2019, when Mr. Jacob Humphreys and Mr. Miliotos, the security guard, knocked in front of 60, our unit, my mom said, go get the door, go get the door. And when I hit the wall, just, because I'm getting frustrated, because I went to college. I went up to La Guardia Community College to get myself situated, but they said I couldn't get into college because I don't have the application in. And then she wanted to remind me of Aunt B scenario, what happened during August 27, 2011. So hold on. So it was a day before seeing Mr. Jacob, May 23rd, 2019. My mom mentioned about throwing. She just reminded me about throwing chairs. She said, I hope you don't throw any chairs or anything when you go down there. You better be. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's reminding me. She wants to remind me of August 27, 2011 scenario. When we was in Kissimmee, Florida, she never talked about this. Only when we got back to New York, she started having this mentality. It's like which state? So this was Diafanos when he started personally attacking me, and then he mentioned I repeat the same thing. At this time, my mom mentality itself was not the way she. That's not her characteristic traits. The mentality. She start talking as another human being, more like another person. So that's the emulation. That's the emulation. The emulated, the emulated one, the emulated mentality, is the one that is talking. So that's the one that the multi-agent quantum AI computer simulated. So she can have that mentality, and every time I speak, she mentioned, you repeat the same thing. Why are you talking? No one wants to hear your interpretation. Why are you talking? And then when I write something on the internet, she gets up, she's relaxing in her bed. All of a sudden, she just gets up. I'm not even talking to myself. I have my earbuds in my ears, listen to my Japanese music, and then she comes up, and then she comes in front of me and starts personally attacking me. I'm saying to myself, wait, wasn't she just relaxing? It's shocking. She was just relaxing. I just saw her over there relaxing, and all of a sudden she appeared in front of my face, and then she kept talking nonstop talking. So just like during March 2018, when I said about where were we going in New York City, she usually established where we were going, and she didn't do that. She's doing something different, and she would lock herself in the bathroom with the tablet and start talking to herself. And then when she comes back from work and sit down in a bed in a Palm Hotel room, she would start personally attacking me and start talking nonstop. I'm saying I never seen nothing like this before. Wow, it's really shocking. This is behavior that I never seen her do before. But this is behavior that I seen my father and the lady did. And not only that, she's telling me about foaming in my mouth, and I'm having a fever. I'm just getting frustrated. She's more like, when she's doing that to me, she wants to make me more frustrated. For the past last week, she's been doing a lot of stuff, more like saying a phrase to me during the morning. Like she said, I told you to get serious. So the phrase she would say, I told you to get serious and get a job. And I'm giving a whole bunch of paper to the case manager with all the jobs, the data entry jobs and the customer service jobs that I put for. I have a whole bunch. I have an email. All right, I have an email folder where it shows all the job applications that I submitted on Indeed.com. And all of a sudden she give me this response again. I'm like, this response. She's doing that early in the morning during Saturday. It was during Saturday morning. So when did it Saturday? At first. So it was June 1st, 2019. And all of a sudden, I said, I don't feel good. She's saying, let's go. Come on, you can go. I said, I don't feel good. And then she wakes up. She wakes up with this mentality, trying to frustrate me by mentioning about, I told you to get busy and get a job. You just start talking about job. And I'm trying to do all these recordings, trying to keep up with these recordings right now, because since I have a flu and my body feels weak, this is the worst flu that I ever had. So let's go back to May 2nd, 2019, Thursday, when the multi-agent quantum AI computer showed me what it simulated while I was asleep in bed. The multi-agent quantum AI computers would set the mood and environment to release their personal thoughts and personal feelings that brought themselves towards me to frustrate me. So you see what it did during May 2nd, 2019? Now, May 2nd, 2019, I didn't go on the internet to communicate with people. The last time that I communicated with people on the internet was around this week of April, and I come back online during this week of May. So why is it showing me employees that I never met in the shelter and employees that I had met in the shelter ganging up on me in the front desk? And the events takes place in the shelter, showing me the employees mocking me, and the discussion with my mother about getting left back 2 times. And this picks up from June 5th, 2019. What happened during the basement with Miss Turner, the case manager, and the check. And also when she's delaying the voucher process, to delay the voucher, because the multi-agent quantum AI computers does not want us, me, my mom, and sister, to get a voucher. It wants to keep us here as long as possible until the deadline of when it wants, who to be removed or get frustrated. I'm talking about either making my mom, waiting for my mom to either end up. I had mentioned about what happened during November 2016, where the multi-agent quantum AI computers had shown me in front of Seatown. First, it showed me in an apartment, and it had all these suitcases. Then, it showed me in front of Seatown and mentioned that my mother died. And it always picks up. I'm living in Kissimmee, Florida, and during that time of fall 2016, and it's showing me New York City. Again, fall 2017, it shows me New York City again, but it shows me Jamaica, Queens. It's showing me 170th Street, and it shows me crossing the street, and the cops going inside of the cops are asking me what do I have in my pocket, and the cops sees me with all these devices, all these digital recording devices, and I wrote that down. So it shows me that it wanted Miss Turner to be down there. It brought Miss Turner during fall 2018 to be a case manager for the shelter, and it also brought Mr. Jacob Humphrey during January 2019. So hold on for a second. So I'm gonna go check my email, and I'm gonna show when was the last time Mr. Albert Lewis had contact me about the CUNY College. Hold on. So it was during September 15th. Hold on. Every time I take something seriously, or have it, this is what it does to me. That was the last day I saw him, Mr. Albert Lewis, the case manager. It removed him because it saw that he was very helpful. Mr. Albert Lewis. So I put the subject as CUNY College. And I know this is look, AI stands for AI. Okay, I have the information. He would contact CUNY to get more information on Monday. But during September 15, 2018, that was a Saturday. Oh, crackers. Getting cut off.